down along the ground. Ooh, cover me when the shadows fall. Won't you bend, oh willow, and weep.
In 1957, there were 4 tuned pianos in that building, and that was a real magnet for musicians. It was a place, and also this was a commercial neighborhood, so there's nobody living around there complaining about noise. And I want to also point out in this window you can see Eugene Smith's tripod. He made 40,000 pictures in that building, and I'm going to show some to you. About half of them are of the jazz scene inside. The other half are of the street. He photographed through the window of life in the street below. So the other thing about this neighborhood is it had pianos. It was also central, but non-residential. It was perfect. If you overlaid a bus and subway map over this, it was really easy for musicians to get there on their way to somewhere else. So they could just stop by and see if a jam session was happening. If nothing was happening, they'd move on somewhere else. So the centrality of it is really key to explaining why there were so many musicians who ended up here. It was the wholesale flower district, which is another point I want to make about the map. The wholesale flower district is right in this neighborhood. It's still there today, although it's not as big as it used to be. And the flower district began before the Civil War, and it was successful in this neighborhood for the exact same reason the jazz was successful. That is, it was central and it was cheap, and because back before refrigeration, flowers were seasonal, and they had a very low shelf life. So the flower district had to be centered in town, so it had to be a place where restaurants and hotels that bought a lot of flowers could get to easily. So. And so in some of these pictures I'm going to show you, you'll see the evidence of the flower district. This is Zoot Sims, saxophonist, and the woman behind him is still one of the mysteries. I'd love to figure out who she is. But she might have stopped by once and never again. Because I've showed this picture to a lot of musicians, including musicians who are very close to Zoot, and they don't know who she is. And I have some other examples of the picture where you can see her more clearly. And so I'll show this every time I give a talk because I'm hoping somebody will say, hey, I know her. But,
almost looks like a marker.
yeah. There's another version of that. This is Vic Dickinson, Pee Wee Russell, and a drummer named Ronnie Bedford. This is a singer named Patty Waters. This is Rowan Kirk and Paul Boulay on piano. I like to show this early in this set because one of the first questions is, and this is my question too, is did the musicians know they were being taped? And you can see the mic above Paul Boulay's head hanging down from the ceiling. And in other pictures you see
And I adore Eleanor.
I think we're all just. I know. We just know.